You know the feeling when you get all your work done, you sit back, relax, and do absolutely nothing? Yeah, me neither. The past few years have accelerated remote work access as the way of the future, as most employees prefer working remote for at least some time. And one can argue that our fast paced and digital lives have really intensified the issue of how much we work, creating what we call burnout. Especially when we're constantly surrounded by technology, a lot of us are unable to get away from our laptops and phones that always seem to be buzzing from spam calls. All of us feel stressed at some point in our lives. For me, I can only handle 10 crises at a time. And if you need something urgent, I'll get back to you when things are halfway sane. There's a difference between feeling tired after a sprint and lacking energy to be even a little bit productive. And thus, we feel disconnected from our own goals and clarity on what to do. And personally, growing up in an Asian household, topics like these were never discussed. Complaining about our situation or expressing our feelings is never an option, so rather we keep our head down and keep working. In fact, growing up, I thought burnout was something I did while playing Forza. I had no clue what it was since my parents never seemed to complain. So, instead of talking about what burnout is, what I can share is what burnout feels like. And burnout is like you're a character in a TV show, and you have sudden flashbacks on everything that's been happening recently. It's feeling hopeless as much as you try to hang on. It's feeling afraid of screwing up. It's feeling the pressure of helping your family and balancing the million other things in your life. And it's like when you're done working your 60-hour-week job, go back to your car and begin crying. And even if you know every conceivable step to get out of debt and being in shape and being happy, when you get home after work, you just don't do any of it, and you refuse to take the steps you see right in front of yourself. Some of us might be able to identify both the problem and the solution, and yet we still resign ourselves to failure. Smells like depression. The truth is, everyone has had this type of feeling at some point in our lives, and we always feel like we don't have free time, and that's because we don't. Especially for people including myself in their 20s or 30s, this is the busiest time in our lives. We work full time and sometimes feel like we don't have time to do anything. I mean, I'm writing this at 12:38 right now on a weekend. I don't have any free time, but also this screen time app tells me on my phone 5 hours a day. While work is one main reason why we have this feeling, it's not the only one. Cooking, cleaning, scheduling, going to appointments, visiting friends and family, sleep, water, exercise, it's everything. And what about kids or relationships? So, how do we adult and manage all this stress? Destroy capitalism. So, how do we adult and manage all this stress? Weed, lots of it. It's gotten to the point where I'm working here to pay for it in order to cope with working here. So, how do we adult and manage all this stress? If you asked me in college, I would just let it bottle up inside me until I have a breakdown in my dorm and repeat this process every quarter. For me, I try not to treat burnout too theoretically or follow any sort of 12-step program. And if you relate to this video, I honestly don't have the answer. But what I do know is to place focus on very small things. Things such as waking up early and going to bed on time, having a rough idea on what I want to accomplish during the day, realizing that you're in control of some things, but also not in control of many other things. So focus your energy on the things you can focus on. And finally, working out. As said by Shakespeare, one fire burns out another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. I'm not quite sure what this quote means. If you made it this far, I appreciate it, and I hope you're able to live the life you want. Maybe this is a sign to finally take a vacation, or quit your job, or try out that one restaurant you've always wanted to, even if it means going by yourself. The hard truth is that sometimes we're suffering ourselves for things that don't matter in the grand scheme of life. We're not meant to slave away in an office for 40 years until we die. Humans are creative, we are intelligent, we're clever and built by community. And when we burn out, we feel a loss of identity and meaning in what we're doing. So, take it a step at a time. Find that inner child in you, create something that's yours, and that might change your perspective on burnout. Every day, we're only surrounded by people's successes and shown things they want to show, like people going out and having fun, or the many day-in-the-life videos people are posting. Click here to learn why some day-in-the-life videos just suck.